Hi everyone, and welcome to Creative Chelsey. Today I'm excited to share with you my fourth alternative card using the September 2023 paper pumpkin kit called With Love and Gratitude. This beautiful kit creates 16 handmade card and boxes. There are enough supplies to make 8 of each of these projects. What I like to do is use the supplies in the kit along with some other products and create different or alternative projects. If you would like to watch me unbox the kit and create these original projects or see any of my other alternative cards, you can click on the playlist in the top right corner. The card I'm making with you today uses the gold leaves as an element to frame the greeting. Here is the card. If you are new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, click on the subscribe button in the bottom right corner. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any of your paper crafting needs. To purchase any of the products you see me use today, please visit my online store and the link is below in the description. So just like we have been doing for all of the other alternative projects, we're going to pull out our scraps from our box and we are going to find a piece that we can use back here on the right side for this fun card. And I think that piece is going to be this long strip here with 2 flaps on the right. These other 2 pieces are too small. So go ahead and put those off to the side. And let's go ahead and trim this down. So it's going to be just a little smaller than 1 inch. So it sits at 15/16 of an inch. So just a little bit smaller. Like I said, we're not going to use these flaps, but if you want to keep them for another project, you can. And then the length is going to be 5.5 inches because it goes all the way across our card. If by chance it isn't quite long enough, I'm going to share with you a tip. So I've got a weird fold right there. So I'm actually going to cut it a little small. So this is about 1/16 of an inch smaller than I want. And I'll show you a little tip to add on to make that nice and long enough for our card. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So in the end, we're shy of 1 inch and we're shy of 5.5 inches. We're also going to take the card base. We're going to cut it right in half at that score line, and that's going to be at 3.5 inches, sorry. And then hold on to one. We're going to use one of them for our card today. So we're going to first begin by adding a little texture to our card base with the leaf image. So this branchy leaf image. So I have a card base here of Lost Lagoon, which is the same color of ink that came in the kit. So I'm going to be using my little Stampin' Spot for this. And what I'm going to do is ink it up. And then I'm going to stamp off and then onto my card base. And I really only need to focus at the top and the bottom of my card because I'm going to cover up the middle. By stamping off, we're able to get a lighter color so that this image isn't too dark and distracting to the rest of the card. So that works for me. A little at the top and bottom. So one fun thing about this card that I created, it does have a little bit of a fun fold because we get to keep that pattern paper on the back and we get to see it from the inside and the outside. So we need to trim off a little bit from the front edge of this card. So go ahead and open your card base all the way, and I'm just going to cut 3/4 of an inch. So it's going to look something like that. So the next step is to take the gold die cuts, and on the back you're going to add some dimensionals. And we're going to add these around the edge on the front or one of the pieces from the card base. So the smaller of the two I just added to the top left corner, and whatever comes off the card base we're going to trim. And then this one, we're actually going to add to the right side here. And then we're going to trim that off and add this side over here on the bottom. So let me just cut this piece right here actually. So you're just going to follow along the edge of the square, trimming off the excess piece. Then you'll take this extra one and add it down here. I'm going to trim off the stem because I don't think that adds anything to it. So start at one side. This piece right here, I'm going to just create its own little shape. Like that. Okay. So not difficult at all. And we're going to add that to the card front. And by cutting off 3/4 of an inch, it should fit perfectly on the front of the card. And you can place it in the middle. Make sure it goes all the way up to the edge. Open it up and smooth out that glue. Next, let's talk a little bit about the accent pieces. So I've got 2 strips here. They're about 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches. And they're my little accent pieces that I'm going to add along the borders. So this first one, I'm going to add to the inside. So a little bit of liquid glue on one side. And then that's going to just go with just about 1/8 of an inch or so showing. Then we're going to do the same amount on the back of the box template. Make sure that you do line it up on one side, and remember we did cut it a little short. And that should match with the corner of the card base. What we're going to do is we're going to take one of the flaps, and you're going to start with just trimming it so that there's a 90-degree angle. And we're just going to fill it in right here. Okay, so you're just going to add, you want to make sure the pattern is going the right way. So the pattern goes up and down, so that's the way I need to add this. And we're just going to add it right there with just a little bit of glue. So here's the problem. There's just a little opening. So I'm just going to take my liquid glue and put a couple small dots of glue right along that edge. Make sure to do one in the corner so this doesn't pull up. Then take your corner and you're going to add that right to the top. And you're going to press down and make sure it gets in there. And then we'll just trim it right off. Pretty simple. And nobody is even going to notice that that's there. Okay. So just a couple more things that we need to do. We're going to add the greeting. I wanted to stamp the with love and gratitude, and I'm going to use my Lost Lagoon. I'm going to stamp it right in the center of this banner. Add some dimensionals to the back And then you can place that anywhere you want inside that frame. Then I'm going to take some twine, and I have about 32 inches of twine here because I want to do a double wrap. It might be helpful to place a glue dot there because I don't want this sliding off my card. It's really close to the edge of the card. So let's do that again. So a glue dot right there. Then we'll take the two ends, put them together, and place that on the glue dot. And then one goes up and back to the glue dot. And the other one goes down and then up and back to the glue dot. And then from there I can tie a bow. Once you have it the size you want, go ahead and trim off any excess on the strings. And then I did add a couple of those neutral adhesive back sequins, and I wanted to add the white ones. This kind of plays in with the white of the ribbon. Let's see, let's do another one up there. Okay, and so that card is all done. I love how that gold accent on the front and on the inside, and then the little bit of white and the border of the gold leaves. It's just a really elegant and simple card. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this card. If you're interested in seeing close-up images or written instructions, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.